Just a man on a mission, ambition to never fail. Personality electric, he is animated male. Intelligent and wise, calm and often cool. Chris James giving opinions while also speaking the truth. Empathy and compassion. Stephen Michael is here, helping you through your traumas, helping you with your fears. These three forces combine and keep it honest. Turn up the volume, cause this is the application of knowledge.
Hey, Chris James, Stephen Michael, y'all ready?
Hey,
Y'all ready to begin this episode of Application of Knowledge Podcast, episode number 66? You know what I mean?
dun dun dun. That's what I did. I was right.
You were right.
Why couldn't you just tell me I was right?
Because we hadn't started the podcast yet.
Yeah, but it was just us talking.
Exactly. So I wanted to get into podcast mode before, you know what I mean? So we're going to talk about life. Actually, Chris, Stephen, how y'all feeling, man? What the fuck you doing?
I was gonna record you being you, but I decided
Record me being me? What are you? Record me being me. Record me being me. Let's go.
I'm just messing with you, man.
What's going on, man? Talk to me.
Hey, man, life is good. Life is good.
What's going
life
on?
is good.
What makes life good? What's going on in your life that's good?
Hey, man, I've been making these gains, man.
Okay. No, go ahead. Continue. I want to know.
Oh, okay, because you know what I'm saying before the podcast.
No, go ahead. Talk about your gains.
No, man, but all jokes aside, I don't know, I've just been feeling good recently. You know, I got a trip coming up, which I'm excited for. I've been working really hard, and I decided to take myself out of the country. You know what I'm saying? Passport bros.
Oh wow! Hey,
I'm just
getting the mission started early.
Not seriously, but I am going out of the country. I'm excited about, and 'cause I've been working hard, so I was like, you know what, I want to go and just take myself away and just breathe. Like I don't plan on
Breathe again.
going out and hitting the club and trying to find old biddies, you know. But in preparation for that, right, AJ, we have the fast coming up, so I'll be I'll be doing a little bit of fasting with the group. And prior to that, I've really been just focused on going to the gym, eating tons of fruits, and my diet has been really good recently. So just primarily doing, fruits and stuff during the daytime. And then I have what I created as what's called a veggie fruit salad. So a veggie fruit salad is literally the primary or the main fruits that people consider vegetables, but they're fruits. So this is it's a cucumber, tomato, avocado.
I've been told that combining fruits and vegetables in one single dish is not good for you.
Well, there is a certain way to combine them. So these in particular do go together. So they're in the same category of food. But so they go well together. And you can tell if the foods make you bloated. So a lot of times people will improperly put certain foods together. And this is why you have people that try to transition to vegan, or they're just like, yeah, I'm just trying to do better, right? Which is a good thing. And then they start eating more vegetables, and then they get really bloated. So, they'll start putting like kale with banana, and then they put a protein powder in there, and then they'll do hemp seeds, and then they'll also do strawberries because they're like, oh, strawberry and banana go together. That whole thing is just improperly combined. But if you give that to somebody as a smoothie, they're gonna be like, oh, that sounds really good. Sounds like a healthy smoothie. Look at all that protein in there. Where you got your greens, you know what I mean? So
you should check out this lady she's on Instagram. Her name's Surviving Vegan. Mm-hmm. And she speaks about that in deep detail as far as like combining vegetables and fruit. Like they should not be together at all.
Well, here's the thing. So you have fruits. So when you talk about fruits, I am typically talking about them the way that people would understand them. But if you're talking about like the actual definition of a fruit, most of those things that I eat are all fruits anyway, right? From a botanical standpoint. When you talk about, you're saying that she's talking about don't combine fruits as in like broccoli and
I couldn't give you the particulars because I don't like go super hard on her stuff, but I follow her, and there's just a lot of like she had some kind of illness or whatever, and what she teaches is literally just separating the fruit from vegetables. So I'm not sure
I got you.
if it like coincides with whatever you're talking about.
Well,
but just in general.
My question would be, what does she consider a vegetable? Because there is the vegetable in the sense of, if people think of a cucumber, they'll say this is a vegetable, right? And if she said, well, don't combine them, it's like, well, it's actually a fruit.
Gotcha.
So it really just depends on what she's talking about. But I'm not. But I mean, that can be correct. In general, I think that you should eat fruits by themselves, right? That does not mean, in my opinion, that there are not certain vegetables that you can put with them. I mean, me personally, like kale is a vegetable. It's not a fruit; it's a vegetable. I personally wouldn't put kale with anything. I wouldn't put broccoli with a fruit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't. I mean, it sounds valid to me. Where my concern is that it sounds like she's saying don't eat juicy fruits with vegetables, because there's a difference.
That's
So
all good. But so far, I mean, you've been you've been killing it with everything that you've been doing, though, right?
yeah, man, killing it. You know, I know we talked about protein in that one episode, but I've been focused on eating just fruits, and just every week my lifts have gone up. Right, legs, arms, back, chest. I mean, the whole gambit. Everything is continually going up every week with no protein. No protein in the sense of how people think protein, like no animal protein, no powders,
meats, no powders.
Yeah, no,
all the traditional forms, because
correct.
we know you can get protein from plants. They just say it's inadequate. That's
Right.
That's the whole thing. They just negate the fact that there's protein in literally everything. I mean, what they talk.
It is. So you can eat anything. There's protein in it,
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
but the problem is that people are. Here's the main problem. People are eating what's called a secondary protein. So secondary protein is going to be your protein from animals, right? Your primary protein would be your plants, because plants, of course, absorb the sunlight, right? And then they do photosynthesis and they create amino acids. The animals then eat the plants, and then they metabolize the amino acids, and then they create a complete amino acid structure, or a complete protein.
It's like the circle of life, like on Lion King.
Correct. So this is why people say, well, what are your best forms of amino acids? Well, they're in animals. Well, that's because the animals have eaten the plants. So yes, if I eat you, you're going to be a complete form of protein, right? Because you're going to have all 9 essential amino acids. Does that mean I should eat you? Right? Does that negate the negative benefits of eating a human? No. Same thing with an animal. It doesn't negate it just because it is a complete form of protein, right? And it's recycled. So yes, I can use a recycled toothbrush. I have recycled Nikes. And I can tell you what, I can tell there's flaws in them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know they were recycled, but not like secondhand.
Recycled Nikes?
Yeah, this is a new thing.
You
New
bought
to me.
them you bought them?
I bought them from Dick's or Academy Fitness, which I didn't know they were recycled.
you just like the price.
I mean, it wasn't that they were. I mean, they were
like, shit, $3.99.
Oh my God, no, they were still like $75.
$75 for recycled Nike.
What? You're saying recycled, and to me, I think you're thinking Goodwill. They're not like
No, that's secondhand. You're talking about recycled materials.
right. So
So it's like it's good for the environment.
I don't really know how
Are they comfortable?
Yeah,
You rock with them.
I
They ain't
mean-
Jordans.
I don't wear Jordans. I'd have no. Yeah, right. But yeah. So
You got a problem with Jordans, man?
let me finish let me finish so I can let Chris tell about his day.
Okay, go ahead.
But
Nigga, you've been talking. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, you on a time limit? We just started.
I mean, Chris needed been talking. Go ahead. I'm just giving you a hard time. Go ahead.
Dang, I done forgot what I was saying. But anyway, they're up here getting recycled proteins, which, yes, just like my shoes, they're comfortable. They look good. They look brand new, right? But when I wear them, I can tell that there's something a little off. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with the protein that we get when we eat. You can, of course, eat the meat, but there's something just a little bit off about it, right? The quality or the bioavailability is not the greatest. So when you eat it from fruits or you get it from your plants, yes, in the quantity it is lower, but the absorbency or the bioavailability of those amino acids are greater. And then the body also creates what's called a amino acid pool. So you don't have necessarily complete amino acids or proteins from one particular fruit, but this is why you eat the rainbow. So then that way you have all of them. They go into the pool and the body pulls from them. Why are you laughing?
The body pulls.
I'm in a really goofy mood, and you saying all this serious stuff. It just makes me laugh. That's it. So don't pay me no mind. You killing them out here, man. I'm just in a goofy mood right now.
When you ask me what I'm doing,
I know. I feel you, man. You do your thizzle, man. You said all these big words, and you break it down with the amino acids. I'm just like, talk to these niggas, Steven.
You're so stupid.
Go ahead, man.
Anyway, I'm done. Anyway,
Did
but
you run at the gym today?
Did I run? Nah, man. Dude, man, I can't be running out here, man.
what?
I can't be running these streets, man.
Do you do any kind of cardio?
Hey, I'm Stairmaster, son.
Okay, I got up to 12. I got up to 15 minutes yesterday. On
Oh, I
level,
thought you about to say 15 speed. What speed you working on?
no 7,
7.
which I started at 5, and then I got to 4 minutes, and then I got to 7 minutes, and then I hit 10, and then now I'm up to 15
Let's call
at level 7.
Okay, that's
So-
good. But no, I didn't do any running today. I just worked. Today was back day, and it was a lot colder outside than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, the
chilly.
temperature dropped last night for sure.
That was insane. I'm just like, what the hell? I'm like,
It is what it is, man.
This is what spring in Texas, though. You know, that's typically what it's gonna be. But no, how was your life?
How was your life?
How was your life?
My life since last week
Yeah.
has been okay. You know, I'm tired. You know what I mean?
Tired. Nigga, you always sleeping, man.
You said I'm always sleepy.
Always sleeping.
I'm about to put Chris on my fruit diet.
The part of the reason why I'm sleepy is because I don't sleep. And the other part is, well, this week I've been working on a garden, so that's been dope.
Oh yeah, they've been whooping his ass.
Yeah, because I haven't done manual labor in like
Forever.
5 years. So, I mean, it's good to get outside. It's nice to get outside. Backbreaking work kind of sucks, but just getting outside and working is a huge difference. I prefer that over going to the gym. I was thinking like people that want to work out, they just need to start a farm. Like literally, instead of take the money that you spend going to the gym, use it for farming equipment and supplies, and just farm. Yeah, dual benefit. You get the fruit and vegetables, and the herbs and whatever you need.
You don't spend that much
And
money
you
at
get
the
your
gym.
workout.
I spent $10
It
a
ain't,
month.
it ain't that much.
I spent
It's
$10
not
a month.
It's okay. So then over the period of a year, it's $120 plus your annual fee. So you're talking $200.
I don't have an annual fee.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. I do not have an annual fee. I have a one-time fee where I pay at the beginning of the thing.
Okay.
I don't have like an annual fee
Okay.
where
and
they
how much
charge
was
you
that
like.
fee?
I'm not sure.
Oh, you don't recall?
Nigga, that was like 8 years ago.
It was at Fitness Nation. So I have an annual fee, but you don't have an annual fee.
I don't know what guy you signed up with.
We got it at the same time. Okay, whatever you say, Mel. Take your monthly plus your annual fee, and then go and get supplies.
Hey, man.
And moving the dirt. That's,
I know what you're saying.
That's it right
I
there.
mean,
Math ain't math,
ultimately it'll be beneficial in the long run, but still,
Of course.
it's a different experience.
I mean, you have to lift with your legs, otherwise you're gonna mess your back up when you're scooping that dirt. So that's your leg workout, and then you're twisting. And I don't know, I just hold my core because I don't like my gut just hanging out, so I just always hold my core, which is bad, but whatever.
Is it?
Yeah, apparently you're not supposed to do it.
Says who?
Sucking in.
Um,
I don't know. A fitness person said it. I don't know. That's not my expertise. All I'm saying is what they said. That's not the point. The point is
I don't think that's
you're
correct.
getting your core workout, you're getting your back, your legs. If you do it with bare feet, you can get your grounding going on.
Mm-hmm. You can get bit by some red ants.
Yeah, Texas has some. I got bit by an ant for the first time in Texas. Not recently, but it was in Texas that I got.
Was it a bullet ant?
No. I think it was a pile of red ants. I stepped out of my car. I had my flip-flops on, and I stepped into their mound because I didn't know. and they tore me up.
They was like, food. We got dark meat today.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's something's wrong with that. That seems racist or something. Something ain't
Dark
right.
meat?
I don't know.
That's nothing racist about
There's
that.
something racist about that.
If you ever worked at like a fast food restaurant where they have like they consider thighs and something dark meat,
I think it's
and
just
then like breast and wings,
I think it's
white meat.
drumsticks. Are they
Drumsticks is dark meat.
Yeah, thighs and drumsticks.
Mel, you should know.
Yeah, I used to work at what I used to work at KFC.
KFC.
Yeah, it was KFC. I thought it was Popeyes. KFC.
No, you ain't had
I used to work
no
at
Popeyes.
KFC.
Man, they got me at Taco Bell. Like I was there for I think 2 days or maybe
Oh, you worked at Taco Bell.
2 days.
Basically didn't.
I said, oh no, I can't do this.
I remember. I drove you up there.
Yeah, it was over by
Rich.
Yeah, it was Ridge by the Walmart. But yeah, I said no, I can't do this.
Hey man, real talk. Fast food workers are honestly
Are honest.
No.
Finish that sentence.
I would say fast food work is actually hard work.
I would agree.
Like literally hard work because it's like it's time management and there's you have so many orders to get out. The only thing is just that you do not get paid, for the amount of hard work that you put in. Because, bruh, I done put in some hard work working at fast food
Mel said,
restaurants.
"I would know. You've had a lot of."
Bro,
experience.
White Castles. I did KFC and Arby's. And Arby's, we have the meats, but this is before. We have the meats was like the.
Oh, this is before they had the meats. They just had regular.
You was a professional fast food worker.
Hey man,
You didn't even do like the same kind of fast food restaurant.
Right, they're all different.
Those are all very different.
White Castles, KFC, and
Arby's. These are all very different. You ran
Yeah.
the gambit on that.
Hey, White Castle. I think it's like you get experience, man. Like I like the personal relationships that you form with like your coworkers and stuff like that. That stuff is always cool. You know?
I would say, and you tell me what you think, just your own personal opinion. Because I worked in Taco Bell, but I also worked in 2 different sub shops, so kind of the same niche. I really enjoyed, and I also think the hardest part about fast food work, because people are going to be like, fast food, you get my order wrong. Okay, like the work is work, and it can be hard in its own way. But I think that the hardest part about fast food is, number one, the speed or the pace of everything, and then dealing with personalities. So let's be honest, you're not getting the most what's the word I want to use?
Quality.
Quality or understanding individuals coming in and spending $3.
Oh, for us, the customers. Okay.
Yeah. Having to do customer service or having to deal with these people, they're not typically the most understanding, right? Like somebody's coming in and they're spending $5 to get two nuggets, a fry, and a McChicken, right? They're probably not going to be the most understanding individual, right? Like if I ran through the drive-thru and you messed up my order and you gave me 2 burgers instead of 2 burgers and a fry, will I go back? Probably. But am I going to be pissed off? No. You know what I'm saying? But if you go to a larger restaurant or a nicer restaurant, people are spending a little more money. They're a little more courteous. They have a little more understanding, right? It's just everyone goes to fast food, but I think that you have to deal with more BS.
You definitely do.
You're dealing with Walmart customers.
Yes.
That's basically
the difference with Walmart and Target.
Huh? Yeah, right. And no, Walmart customers.
But you also have to think about the environment that the customer is, I guess, buying from. Because
you mean the people?
The people who are typically buying from these fast food restaurants, obviously, the food is toxic.
Right. Okay.
It's
I
very
see what you're
toxic.
I see what you're saying.
And so you have toxic people getting toxic food, having an expectation. This wasn't ready in 5 minutes. Like, bruh, it's only me right now. Look, it's only me right now, man.
Yeah.
And it's 10 of y'all. Y'all got 10 different orders. I got to work the drive-thru. I got to work the front. And I got to turn the fryer on by myself. And I got to chop the salads. Come on, man. Be a little bit understandable.
No, they're not. And especially especially after 12 o'clock, right? Friday or Saturday night. Oh my God.
We talking about PM? Or
Yeah,
AM?
yeah, PM, like midnight. You know what I'm saying? On a weekend?
AM.
Okay, AM. Yeah, you're correct. AM. I was wrong. So I'm
Because
talking.
12 noon is lunch.
I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
so
I'm
that's-
talking about late night hours.
I don't think I've ever worked late night at a like fast food restaurant.
My first night at Taco Bell was late night.
That sounds like
that's-
hell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That
you're
sounds like
you're
hell.
getting the worst of the worst.
Well, that's why they hired me on the spot because they were just like, "We need the help."
I was like, "Oh, nigga, come on!"
Yeah, I got hired on the spot.
You weren't prepared. You weren't properly
Yeah.
prepared. That's part of the reason.
You
why.
showed up there, but like, yeah, I would like to apply. Oh, nigga, what's your name? Steven. That was like name
on.
tag,
Right.
apron. You start right now.
Right. I went and had to get the black, the black shoes, the non-slip black
Yeah,
shoes from
oh, yeah.
Walmart.
Got
The
the
little
crew shoes,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? And I think they gave me a shirt, and I was in the next day.
You lost money on that deal.
I did. Just the money that I paid to buy everything.
The investment.
Man, I don't even know if that was.
When you all go to restaurants now, though, like, what are your thoughts on tipping? Like when you give people, what are your thoughts on tipping? Because a lot of times nowadays, when we go to a restaurant, they give you that option to tip, even if they didn't do anything that says, "Hey, you're deserving of this tip." They're literally just ringing up your food, putting it on a ticket, and giving to somebody else to make it, and then it says, "Would you like to tip?" What are your thoughts on that, and do you tip?
I'm like, Chris, go first. I mean, I already know my answer, but
90% of the time, I don't tip under those circumstances. I only tip if I'm getting a waitress or a waiter. If there's a Thai restaurant that I frequent, and I might ask for special things on my order, and they usually get it right and it's usually ready. You know what I mean? So I'll usually give them like an extra $1. So, but that's rare. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If I'm not sitting down to eat, I usually don't tip unless there's a special circumstance. But
Does the same thing go for like Uber Eats?
no, I always tip with those because I tip because the tip goes to the driver. And I know that they are hustling those drivers. It's just there's no getting around it. People could say it's a great opportunity and all this other stuff, and I mean to a degree it is, but the drivers are going to get the shortest end of the stick. They have to.
even with the money they're making, they are.
Yeah, they have to. So we pay a premium for that service to be able to have food delivered from places that don't deliver, and so I want the driver to actually be worthwhile. So I do my best to give them decent tips. I don't go crazy, but I always tip drivers on DoorDash or Uber Eats or whatever.
I've never like really ordered any of those.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't even have those apps downloaded to even do it. So
I only have one. I have
They're
Uber
the devil.
now.
They're definitely the devil. It's super convenient. Like it's super convenient, but none of the options are really healthy.
Correct. Even the
That's-
healthy options.
Even the healthy options, that's really the problem. Like, I don't think I can order, something from Salada. I'm pretty sure that's not on there, or at least not in my area. I don't think so.
It may be on. So they're not all on the same. So like for example, it may be on DoorDash, but it may not be on
yeah.
Uber Eats.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah, I can tip. I'll tip. I mean, because back in the day, I wasn't tipping regardless. You know what I mean? I'm just like, why am I tipping you? Like, what's the point? I don't understand that. Until I realized that, they live off your tips and they get paid like $3 an hour aside from that, like if you're at like a dine-in restaurant. But tipping on like machines, just because like if I was to go to like a Chipotle or just a restaurant where the service is already expected and they're not doing anything that's extra out of their way, I don't tip. I don't tip at all. But actually, it also would depend on how I'm feeling that day. Like normally, like if it's like someone who's nice, like and they mention something that I didn't know, like, hey, did you know that we have this, blah 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 blah, or you can save this if you sign up, but you don't really have to use it. That type of stuff. I'd be like, all right, they did something nice, so I'll give them an extra $1 or something like that. $2.
I mean, isn't that the whole point of a tip? Tips are not to be assumed. Not when it comes to that. If you go to a restaurant and you have a waitress, then it's assumed you're going to tip something. That's the assumption. But when you go to a restaurant like that and you're just in line and they're just making your food, it's not assumed. But the whole point is, oh, this person went above and beyond, so let me give them something. You know, for a long time, places would try to stop us from getting tips. Like when I worked at Kroger, I don't know what it is now because Kroger's just decimated. Kroger used to be the spot where when you was like 14, you got your first job there, and there's a whole bunch of other people your age. Like the energy was completely different at Kroger. And now I don't know why, it's just gone. But they would not want us to take tips, but people want to tip us because you got to think at 14, you don't know nothing about no tip.
Yeah.
You're just doing your job and you're really having fun. And we would have competitions with other baggers and cashiers. We would just be like, how fast can we get this done just to, to make the day go by? And the customers would appreciate that. They would appreciate how, courteous we were. And like when I used to bag stuff, like I literally prided myself on bagging things a certain way. You got all your canned goods together. You got your dry stuff together. You have your refrigerated stuff together. And, you would combine paper and plastic. Like we took pride. So people want to tip us all the time. They're like, nah, you can't take it.
There's still jobs that do that though. They'll say no tipping, but customers will still tip and people will still accept it or so. Because I know there were jobs like that back home, and where they have signs up there, and that situation would happen. But I don't think I've seen those now as of late.
Uber used to be like that.
Oh, like you can't tip the Uber driver and stuff.
Steve, you remember when Uber first? It's only been changed maybe within the past 4 or 5 years.
I do remember in the Uber drivers or whatever.
I was driving. I don't think I remember.
Okay.
You ever drove Uber?
No. I'm just saying I had my own cars and everything. I'm just trying to. I mean, I've still taken an Uber, but I don't. I was only taking Ubers if I was drinking, so I wasn't paying attention to that.
Well, then you weren't tipping then.
Yeah, sure enough wasn't.
But you can tip on the app though, right?
Now.
Yeah.
You couldn't tip before.
Oh wow.
I think they actually discouraged it. Because I think it was because they didn't want people to feel obligated to tip. It's like, yo, we pay our drivers good enough. You don't need to tip. It's kind of like that. I don't know.
They make that an obligation. No, not an obligation, but they give you an option. And honestly, it's like, bruh, this is unnecessary pressure because I'm like, this is not even a scenario to tip. Actually, I do think it's actually smart from the business side because they'll get more money, and it'll, I guess, it'll give the employee or the person working there more incentives to put forth a better effort, because not only is the company getting paid based on the efforts of the employee, but now since the employee is getting tips, they're more incentivized to continue their service and to stay, whether than look for another job or so. But yeah, I feel like it's sometimes it's unnecessary to put.
You know what? I just thought about something. We're talking about these social credit scores. Uber was one of the first companies, not the first, but just one of the first newer companies that had did that social credit score. I just realized that.
How the driver can give you a rating.
Well, it's both ways.
Right. Like how I'm sorry, how are you rating me? My driver, my rider rating is like a 4.8 or something. And I'm like, who didn't give me a 5? Like what I possibly do to not get a 5 from you?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a 4.5. I don't know.
Well, that's crazy. But it was almost like a test to see if we would accept it. Because from the outside looking in, it makes sense. It's like, oh, if it's a shitty driver, you'll know that beforehand, and maybe you choose a different person, or if their rating drops too low, they'll just, I guess, get let go or be suspended. But they do it on Uber, they do it on Yelp, you know what I mean? Google reviews. They've been priming us for this social credit score for a long time.
Oh, I was just letting y'all talk, man. I was just waiting for my turn.
Steven, the floor is yours.
Oh, you okay? What? You know, you make it weird when you say something to me before the podcast.
How do I make anything weird?
Okay. So we're talking about three different scenarios here. You have tipping when you go to a restaurant, right? You have tipping in a in like an Uber or, you know, Lyft type situation, right? Or you know, even with the food delivery, and then you have tipping where it's like, this is not a scenario where I would normally tip, right? And I think most things can fall into those categories. So number one, easiest one is if you go to a restaurant and you're going out to eat. In America, it is assumed that you tip, right? 10 to 15%. Of course, you have people that worked in food service. You need to tip 30%. You need to, I mean, it's just like, bro, just because you got traumas from food service, don't need to put that on everybody else, right? In other countries, they don't tip. It's abnormal for like
They will look at you like you crazy.
they look
if
at you
tip.
weird.
They
Like,
feel
what are you doing?
disrespectful.
Right? Because they're paid to do their job. Now, I'm assuming that if someone goes above and beyond, as Chris was stating, then yes, give them a tip. Or if you are doing a great job, what I feel like is the standard for food service, you bring my food out, it's correct. It's like, you know, you just, I'm ready to order. Like, it's something simple. I'm at 10 to 15%. If now, we all have our own weird orders. We always make things, unless we go to a vegan restaurant or something, we're going to have changes that need to be made. Okay. So if I'm making changes and adjustments and they get them correct, they make me have a pleasant experience and they go above and beyond for what I deem to be the standard, then I will tip you more.
You think making an order how you want it is going above and beyond?
No, I'm saying that I can be difficult in going out to eat. Not difficult as in I'm weird, but I'm saying like I'm not.
What makes you difficult by making requesting a food order that's not typically on the menu?
Yes, I'm not saying it's a bad thing or it's a wrong thing, right? But
I'm not either. I'm just getting
so
clarification.
I'm saying the baseline is coming in. I order off the menu. Let me get a chicken Alfredo, right? Whatever they normally have on the menu
with no
right?
chicken.
No, hold on. Listen, the baseline, right, is what is on the menu. It's a chicken Alfredo, right? If I'm coming in and I'm ordering a chicken Alfredo with a lemonade, whatever, right? The waitress comes up to me, or waiter, a
human who works there approaches you.
Right? They come up and then they take my order. All right, what do you want? Hey, I want a chicken Alfredo.
With no chicken.
And no,
I'm just adding in there. I'm just adding that in there.
No, listen.
I'm listening. I'm just adding that in there.
You're not listening.
I am listening.
Let me
Continue. I'm not.
No, because it messes up what I'm trying to
No,
messes up
it's-
my point.
I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm not doing anything that has reference to do with you.
Okay. You'll see my point when I finish that.
Continue.
So the baseline, I tell her, listen, I would like a chicken Alfredo with a lemonade. She says, okay. Do you want anything that? She says, okay. She goes. She puts my order in. She brings my food out. She comes back and checks on me. How's everything? Everything is good. Okay, great. She goes away. She comes back. I'm done. You guys finished? You want dessert? Nope. Okay, cool. Here's your check, right? That is a standard, normal Olive Garden style, whatever type meal. Chili's, Olive Garden, it's just standard, right? If that is my experience, which is absolutely fine, you're talking a 10 to 12, 15% tip. It's just whatever I'm going to standardly give you, okay? Now, if I go in, which I would normally do, is then I have to go in and I need to now adjust my order, which I would then say, okay, I want a chicken Alfredo, but no chicken, right?
No chicken.
Now I would say, okay, well, I don't want lemonade. Can I just have water and then bring me lemons on the side, right? Or I would then ask them, hey, well, do you have an Alfredo that is, maybe it's not a vegan Alfredo sauce or whatever, or can you put mushrooms on there instead of chicken? Do you have tofu in the back, right? You have chickpeas, right? I'm now doing more than what is the standard in order for it to fit my need. I'm not at a vegan restaurant. This is a normal people restaurant, normal people, and I need to try to have them adjust something for me, which they don't normally have to do, right? Now, if she does that, or he, and they do it successfully, right? They make sure that, hey, listen, I made sure that it was taken care of properly. I got mushrooms added on there. There's no chicken on it. I had them, put a little extra red pepper on it, whatever, yada, yada, yada. They'll check back in 2 minutes. Is it good? Okay. Any other changes? No, right? If that is the experience, I'm going to tip you more, because not only did you, of course, do your normal job or your baseline, you also then were able to accommodate my request, and then you did it in the proper way, and you double checked my food before you brought it back out to me. So at that point, if you do that properly, I'm going to tip you more. So does that make sense? As in why I needed to explain it as in baseline, and then why I would tip more.
That's just the way you chose to explain it. But if they were at a fast food restaurant,
Well, that's okay.
well,
Go
I'm
ahead.
creating this scenario. If you were at a fast food restaurant, you had the exact same thing, and they gave you the option to ask for tipping, would you still tip? Because still at these restaurants, it's not the baseline of that. They're going out of their way to do something that's not a normal thing. They're taking off this and they're adding different things, whatever that scenario may be. The same thing that you did at this dine-in restaurant is at a fast food restaurant. Would you still tip?
Right. Well, I will answer that. But I was talking about them, and that's why I said there's 3 different scenarios we're talking about here, because they're all different.
I know.
So in my example, the first one, the restaurant, yes, I'm tipping 100% of the time, unless it was bad service. Okay. Second scenario, which is what you're talking about, is just a normal fast food restaurant or whatever. You're getting paid a normal wage, right? And a lot of them now, especially, I think Chick-fil-A is up to $16 an hour baseline. I'm not tipping.
So you're not paying for a service then. You're just paying based on whatever this company pays the person. So you're basically involving yourself. I see it.
That's
Okay.
the scam.
Right. So I'm paying for the food, right? The restaurant business is a scam, because they're bringing in more money. Actually, I don't know if they're bringing in more. The fast food restaurants are probably bringing in more, higher volume, cheaper food, and they charge more. The actual restaurants, unless they're top tier restaurants that are charging 3, 4, 5, 6 times the amount of food or the food costs, they're the only ones that are making real money. But that's why a lot of these small restaurants, they die, because their profit
So you're not
margins are
truly
low.
paying for service then.
When you go out to a restaurant, you are paying for the service. That's why you tip. You're paying for the service. But you tip in America because you know they don't get a living wage. So you have to.
Yeah, okay. I feel you.
Right? You don't have to,
Okay,
but
I think I understand what you're saying. Okay, so when you go to a restaurant, the tip doesn't go to the cook, the person who made your food. It goes to the waitress, or
right,
the waiter.
because the cook is getting paid a regular wage.
So basically, what you're saying is when you're talking about a fast food restaurant, that's the cook. So you're saying, do you have to tip the cook? No, you don't tip. No one ever tips the cook.
No.
You're tipping the waitress, the person who's that's basically catering to you while you're there. Hey, you need your drink refilled? Yes, please. Thank you. That's what you're tipping. And the reason we tip is because they don't pay them a working wage. If waitresses and waiters didn't get tips, they wouldn't be able. They basically
survive.
wouldn't be able to survive.
No, they literally couldn't. Their checks be like $55. So I'm not tipping at a fast food restaurant, and that also includes these, like, when you can. So like I sell sea moss, you can order sea moss, and then you can, if at checkout, if you want to, you can leave a tip. Why the hell would you tip me? You just bought my product, right? But then now you just leave me a tip. Now, granted, don't get it twisted. I got it as an option because that's what Square does.
What if you're going to pick up some food or just pick up an item? Would you tip then? Like, let's say you order at a restaurant, you go to pick it up instead of having them deliver it.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I'm not like that's a similar thing as what I'm just talking about. Like it's just like buying it online. No, I just bought your product. You're it's like what Chris said, the cook. You didn't do anything. All you did was check me out. Like I was at the mall and it was the Crystal Shop, and at the end of checkout, it was just like, you want to leave a tip? Why would I want to leave a tip? Y'all are over here. All y'all weirdos were over there just talking with this weird rock music playing. And I'm like, y'all are not, I don't get good vibes from any of y'all. I don't get no good vibes from them. And their service was bad. They weren't out there helping anybody. The store was packed. And they're all the employees just talking. Like there's a line at the cashier line. So it's like, would you want to leave a tip? Hell no, I'm not leaving a tip.
Be like, hell nah.
Like
the
this,
Stone Cold
all these crystals out here. Like people, I'm sure they have questions. Like, what is this? What do I had questions about certain things.
Is that a mall?
Yeah, it's like it's Christology, something, you know. But it's just like, bro, like you need to be out here helping people. This is what you know what I'm saying. So yes, if you're helping me, and you go above and beyond because of what I expect, I will tip you. But no, not just because I bought a food and I'm going to pick it up. Here, you're checking out. Here, you want to leave a tip? No, I'm not leaving you a tip.
Yeah. Okay.
And then of course for Uber and all that stuff, you always tip. It is, and once again, it's because of what Chris said. Also now, and they're savage for this. Uber and DoorDash, they will cancel your order. The driver can cancel it if you don't get a tip, or they can choose not to accept it.
I've seen videos of like DoorDash workers like throwing the food.
Yeah.
Be like, you didn't leave me no tip. They just throw the food. I'm just
Right.
like, yo.
I mean, that's ridiculous. But the problem is that these service providers, Uber, DoorDash, they are making bread. And yes, they put everything together, yada, yada, yada. They house the network. But, bro, you should be paying. I mean, I think that the drivers and stuff get like 20% of the order or something. You know, like, or I don't even think it's that. Right? Because you have the food.
There's a standard fee, isn't it? It's the fee, the delivery fee.
Well, you have so you know when you order, you automatically pay more for the item than what the item is in store.
Yeah, that would never attract me.
Chris, as Chris said,
No,
it's a
not
premium
necessarily.
service.
Not necessarily. You can, but you don't have to. It depends on the restaurant.
Right. So it may be 50 cents more, right? I mean, but if you start looking, you will typically see that it is a little bit more buying it from
Right,
the
because
meals.
they will tell the restaurant, well, just up your price a little bit, you know what I mean, for the app.
Right. So you pay a little bit more there, right, which the app takes. Then you pay this fee based upon how much you spend. This fee is just a fee. And it tells you, it's just to help us keep ourselves going. You spend $25, but your fee is $6. Like, what is this? Tax on top of that, right? And then the delivery fee, of course, of what the restaurant charges or whoever's charging this fee. And then they give you the option to tip. So we understand that based upon that, the driver's getting a small amount, but the driver is putting all the wear and tear on their car, the gas, the oil. I mean, all of that stuff. They're getting shafted. I don't care if you make $500 that night. You still got shafted. So I always tip, and I didn't always before. And
Are you a good tipper?
What do we consider good? I tip based upon the
Well,
amount
what
I
do you
spend.
consider good?
I tip based upon the amount I spend. I would say that for the most part, first of all, everyone doesn't tip on those. So number one, me tipping in general is a good thing. But I mean, based upon what I average spend, I mean $3-4. So I mean, that usually comes out to be 15 to 20%.
At a bar, when you're tipping someone, I know you don't drink anymore, but when you
I got experience.
yeah, but when you're tipping, how do you typically tip those people?
$1 a drink.
Okay.
If you're getting it one by one. So there's two things. So I'm doing cash, or I'm doing it on my card. If I do it on my card, I'm tipping typically 10% based upon my total check. I'm not tipping, bro. I mean, listen, bartenders, there's a reason bartenders stay bartenders. They make a lot of money, right? I mean, no, granted, they deal with a lot of nonsense, but you chose that profession. But I mean, I've left, don't get it twisted. I've gone out and left $30 on a $40 tab because I'm drunk. So you can get my normal, right? If I go out and get a beer, you give me one drink, I'll leave you $1. I mean, think about it. Think about the percentage. My beer was $3, $3.50, right? At $1 for that, all you did was take a, you know what I'm saying? You're talking about 30%. That's a huge tip, right? So if you do it on percentages, then $1 per drink, or you do 10 to 15% on a tab. Now, if you're also doing mixed drinks, a bunch of mixed weird drinks, then you should tip more. But if you're doing just like, I don't know, Red Bull and vodka, or, you know, cranberry and Sprite, or cranberry and vodka, you know what I mean? $1.
Or do what I do back in the day. Do what I used to do.
Don't.
Nah, man, just pregame in a whip.
Oh my God. What does that have to do with tipping?
Exactly. You ain't gotta worry about it. Just
Wait, but what you still
pregame in a whip. I don't buy drinks when I go out unless it's like celebration.
Okay, well, when you do buy drinks, how do you tip? Now
I don't really buy drinks.
Okay, well, when you last did?
I mean, I'll tip. I'll probably give, like, depending on how much the price of the drink is, or how many drinks I'm buying at that time. So if I'm buying 2 drinks, I'll do $2.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not cheap. I mean, I'm cheap, but I ain't cheap.
I was about to say.
You know what I mean? I'm looking for a come up, but I ain't. You know what I mean? But once I'm in there, I show proper appreciation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just what I do.
They deal with a lot of BS also, but once again, I don't know. A lot of servers, they're doing that job out of necessity. They need cash, right? And I'm not saying that bartenders, there's anything against them, but bro, you chose this.
If I see a girl who's just pretty and doesn't do anything that's like good service, I'm not gonna tip her. They probably expect it. Oh, thank you. Like, you ain't did nothing. You ain't did nothing but walk around this damn table and be pretty. Think I'm gonna pay you for being pretty?
What scenario? What are we? And what scenario are we talking about?
about?
At a bar? Or are we talking about at a restaurant?
Wherever. Typically,
Why does her attractiveness come into play?
because a lot of times women get tipped for being pretty.
So you have a waitress who is pretty.
Yeah, but she doesn't give service of anything that's of good caliber. All she's doing is being pretty.
Did she bring you food?
She brought me my food when it was ready. That's it.
Okay.
So you're saying, hold
If she ain't giving me service, like making sure the waters are drank, hey, you need anything? If she isn't doing the proper things that are necessary to feel like I've been
So if she gives you bad service, you're not tipping.
Are we?
That's basically what you're saying.
So
that's a lot, and it's not you. A lot of people, they would, she was a pretty girl and all that stuff, and just because based on her looks, they would
you would
tip
give a
people.
guy, a tip in that scenario?
No.
Okay, I don't understand why the pretty girl part is.
The pretty girl part is because most
know
people
what he's saying.
ignore everything and just focus on the pretty.
So the scenario that I gave where I'm talking about baseline, you're talking about she's under baseline. She did a bad
She
job.
did
You felt
nothing
neglected.
but be pretty.
All she did was take your order, get the food, but then you had needs and your needs weren't met.
Exactly.
Okay. So this would be bad service. You're not required to tip in that scenario. That's my personal opinion. I'm not going to tip for bad service. You're not even getting baseline. And I won't disrespect you by leaving you $1. Like,
I remember we was at a restaurant, Ponderosa, back in the day.
Ponderosa's trash.
My mom gave this waiter like a penny tip.
Wow.
She said, "Thank you for your this is your worth," or something like that. I started getting
Wow.
weak.
Did she say it to his face? Or she wrote it on the...
It was like on the check. It was like a penny. She left a penny, whatever. I mean, his service was bad.
You ever left your number on a check?
Nah. Why would I do that? Leave my phone number for what?
I don't know. You like the girl.
That's stupid. Why would I do that?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, have you?
I mean, I have.
Oh, it's not stupid. It's just,
No. Don't change it for me.
no more, man.
No, I'm saying.
So I'm just playing.
How'd it work out?
No, she didn't hurry up. I didn't hear anything from her. But I'm just saying, like, but I'm saying,
Writing your phone number on a ticket.
listen, I mean, that's
You probably have to be.
don't. First of all, stop trying to play me. It doesn't. No, you try to say
It doesn't.
You drunk? You.
Were
It
you-
doesn't. No.
Were you?
First of all, no. I don't even remember.
He was
No, because that was actually it was actually
do you
it was actually in
remember?
more recent times.
Oh,
So
okay.
no, but what I'm saying is that the attempt doesn't matter. Like that's just like saying, what would you go up to? Did you ever go up to a girl in the gym? Like, what is the difference between going up to a girl in the gym or writing a letter or leaving your number on a receipt? Like, it's just an attempt.
I mean, I get you. You try. You put your hand.
That's
in.
it.
That's it. You just try. It's all good.
I tried to talk to a woman in the produce aisle the other day. She was looking at. I don't think I told you guys the story.
Oh, go ahead.
She was looking at avocados,
Oh,
right? And I walked up and I was like, "Oh, so you trying to find a good one? Trying to find one for today?" And she was like, "Oh, they're hard to find, right?" And we talked for like 2 minutes, and she laughed, right? But also, so that was an attempt. It didn't end well. But I've been working. I did meet someone in the gym, right? So I'm sitting, I'm doing triceps, and there's the row thing, right? We're on the machine, and the row is right next to that. And I'm doing triceps. She comes and sits down, a little thick, little. She looked Asian to me. I said, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
And then she's sitting there working out, and I didn't have my earphones in. I didn't have them. And then she just was like, "Hey, are you new here?" And I'm just like, I mean, I've been coming here for, you know what I mean? I just opened right up. I was like, no, I've been coming here for about a month now.
I've been here for about a month.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about
I wouldn't say I'm new. What do you think new is?
Where
Like,
have you
is it 3
been? Where have you
weeks or is
been?
it-
What's your favorite machine?
Man, shut up. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's toward the end of my workout, right? So I'm feeling good. My gains are popping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel good. And then, in between sets, and we're just talking, and then. And I'm like, okay, what's your name? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, okay, here we go. All right, here we go, Steven. You can do it. And then,
Boyfriend comes over.
no, she has a wife.
Oh, wife comes over. That's why
She didn't even come over. She was in there using her wife's membership. So I was like, how did you get in here with your wife's membership? Because I guess they look similar. I don't know. But then she tells me she's Polynesian. And, we just, kept talking, whatever. But, it was just, she definitely,
You
I
would've
just
smashed though.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But I was just like, oh, here we go. You know what I'm saying? Finally.
Nah, man.
And,
You think because we in Texas, they ain't here. They here, man.
yeah, you never know. Like, bro, your wife, like, dang.
What was the point of her speaking to you?
I don't know.
She just probably wanted to be a nice human.
Bro.
It's almost like an unwritten rule to leave people alone at the gym.
First of all, I'm in the gym. I'm lifting. Like, and she can't see if I have my earphones on because I have my hair. So it's covering my ear, so you can't tell. And then she just comes up, just starts talking to me. So I'm like, oh, maybe, why else would you just, I don't know. It wasn't like, hey, do you know how to use this machine? It wasn't, there was no question that she asked me. She just started talking to me. So I'm like, well, this is weird. But I said, I'm going to roll with it, And she finishes her set. I'm just still working. And we're just having a conversation.
Could have made friends, man.
I mean, I got her name.
Nobody really wants friends.
Like, bro,
If you shut your dark ass up,
No, it's
no one really wants friends.
nobody wants female friends. How does a female friend benefit you?
Well, maybe let's say if this female friend is married, maybe she has single friends who also are looking to engage in interloping.
Her friends are going
How
to be like
does
her.
this female friend benefit you?
Depends on the scenario. Every scenario isn't going to be the same, but in my scenario or in general in life, I have no issues with having female friends.
You're just not going to answer the question, though.
Okay, let me answer directly. Go ahead, ask it again.
You don't remember the question?
How is having a female friend going to benefit you? What can a female provide for you that a man can't provide as a friend?
That a man can't provide? Why is there a comparison?
Well, because I've asked the question 3 times.
No, I'm saying, like, okay, it's a friendship. It's just a friendship. It just happens to be a woman.
So a man can be a friend. What is the benefit?
Companionship. It's just typical answer that will be of just a friend.
So
it's not significant to their gender.
So basically, there's no extra benefit. There's nothing special, but there's additional liabilities.
Possibly.
No, not possibly.
Possibly, depending on who you're with.
Period.
What is a liability?
If you're with a group of men, there is no obligation for you to protect them in any way, form, or fashion. They're men. They protect themselves.
Okay.
There is no obligation to pay for anything. It's not going to be assumed. It's not even going to be a question. If you want to go out your way and say, "Hey, y'all, I got it tonight," that's going to be a surprise. A woman would just expect it. Female friend. There's no.
I won't say that's true.
Oh, it's 100% true.
I won't say that's true because I personally have had numerous experiences where I've gone out with women who are female friends and they pay for everything, or we both split it.
That's not even in a woman's nature typically. When you're dating a woman,
right?
She doesn't.
Yeah, that's not.
So what you're saying is non-typical. Period, though.
Okay, but you're saying
you're just talking about very specific situations.
I am because I've been in those specific situations.
We're not talking about those.
You're generalizing.
You have to.
You don't have to when it comes to friendships. You don't have to generalize just because you're a girl. Yes, there's some guys who just do it because they're a girl. But to generalize and say that every friendship that's based in a woman and man dynamic, that the man is just expected to pay, I don't see that as realistic. I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but from my experience,
generally it is. We can't talk about your personal experience. In general, you whenever you talk about, if I was asking you about what's your friendship like with XYZ person, then you could speak specifically. But we're not talking about any specific person. We're talking generally. So what I'm saying is there is no added
So you have
benefit.
Experience with that then?
Who?
You. With like paying for female women that are
Of course.
are friends
Of
or
course.
considered friends.
Women just expect you to pay, period.
I have to agree with that particular point. I mean, a lot of my experiences, just even with friends, I'm not trying to date you. I'm not trying to talk to you. I've never shown any interest. It's almost like I almost feel a pressure, in some way, to, let me open the door for them. It's just a, I don't know. It's a biologically ingrained thing that you just, to me at least.
If there's no sexual attraction, or if we've already solidified that this is what it is,
I mean, it's not like
you're not different than another nigga to me.
It's not like every time like we go and do something, I'm gonna pay. But so I'm torn on this topic because I understand where Chris is coming from and I know what you're saying, but I also understand what Mel is talking about because I can name benefits that I can get from a girl who is my friend.
For example,
that does not mean that there is not additional liability as well, right? I'm
not trying to negate the liability. I'm trying to figure out what's the benefit of choosing a woman friend over a guy friend.
Well, I mean,
I don't understand why does it have to be a scenario of choosing over?
What is the benefit of choosing a woman friend over a guy friend?
Yeah, because if a woman friend comes with a certain set of liabilities that don't exist for a man, then why would you go out of your way to build this relationship with a woman? That's what I'm asking.
What are the liabilities?
I literally just went over that.
Yeah, I mean it's true. There are particular liabilities. If you're out with a girl and she's literally your friend, y'all are best friends, and you go and you guys go out somewhere, somebody runs up. I've heard this scenario used. They run up, grab her purse. She's gonna look at you like, aren't you gonna help?
Like I would do that. All this stuff you're talking about, I would do that for my dudes. Like a lot of times when we go out, I don't even like splitting checks. I would honestly just prefer to pay for it. But my pride be like, fuck that.
I'm sorry, what?
In scenarios when we all
no.
No, in scenarios when we go out, like we all went out for, I think it was your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Like instead of splitting it, I would rather someone just one person pay for it.
Why don't you pay for it then?
You said you would rather just pay for it.
Yeah, I would.
Why didn't you pay for it?
Think it was my idea. It was Anthony's.
Okay, all right.
But if I created something, but yeah, there's no issue. For me,
Mel, I
But it's just annoying splitting. Just fucking pay for it.
I understand, and once again, I don't disagree. It's the pressure that you will feel, or if it was you and me, and someone runs up and grabs my bag, right, or gets my wallet out of my pocket, I'm not going to look at you and say, "Well, Mel, aren't you going to do something?"
You wouldn't have to.
No. It doesn't matter if I would have to.
I know what you mean.
But
it's just that the woman has an expectation. They're
there you
weak.
go.
And
It's the expectation.
I get it. I mean,
Right?
but I would do that in any scenario.
But what if you didn't want to?
No one wants to do that in any scenario.
Let's just say it's not you, Mel. Let's say it's another man who's not athletic and who's not as who's a
You better
trained
say
fighter.
aggressive.
I was.
I'm not aggressive.
That wasn't the right word, right? But someone who's. What if it was somebody else who's not you? The same scenario is the same thing.
Yeah, I get you.
There's
but
the pressure.
That's a pressure that comes with having a woman. But it's not fair to put that amount of pressure on every guy, because not every guy is equipped to handle that.
Well, that's what Chris is saying. And once again, I agree with both of you. But that's the point he's trying to make. There's liabilities that come along due to social pressures that men have to now play this role, whether it is a girlfriend or a friend. The hero, right? The hero role. It's the man coming in to save the day, Supermaning, right? It's the pressure that we've been taught. This is what men do.
These unlikely scenarios.
It's not really an unlikely scenario.
It's unlikely.
It's just that maybe you've never been in it. I haven't either. But
you can speak about your personal experience, and you can be very nuanced and different. But and maybe you don't pay attention to generalizations, or maybe you don't have conversations with people, but I do. I pay attention. I observe. I've always been that way. So you go out with a woman, friend or not, you're typically going to pay. Maybe not you in your nuanced situation, but if you were to ask a group of 100 guys, do you pay for your female friends when you guys go out? They would say yes, most of the time, meaning more than 50% of the time. So that's where the generalization comes from. And it's true. And I don't even know why we're trying to act like it's not. Women don't pay for you in a relationship. When they love you and they care about you, you still expected to pay. So why would a female friend pay? Doesn't even make sense.
I told this girl recently that my ex-wife, she never took me out on a date. Never. She was like, wait, how's that even a thing? I'm like, y'all think we're joking. Never has said, I want to take you out, Steven. Where do you want to go? Yada, yada, yada. I'm paying for everything with a job and everything. Never has happened. Right. So this. I've never been taken on a date, period, by a woman. Period. So this is a real thing. Even matter of fact, the last girl I was talking to, you know what I'm talking about. I told her we are not dating. Like, if you want to be friends, we can be friends. We can, we can go. I'm going to see this movie. Do you want to come? Right? And she was like, sure. Yada yada yada. I'm like, all right, cool. We go, and I'm like, did you get a ticket? Oh, I thought you got the tickets. She had an expectation that I was going to pay for her.
Did you invite her?
Yes, that doesn't. Well, no. Yes, I did. Does that mean I'm paying for you?
I mean, initially, if you invite someone, I guess clarification would be needed.
No,
it's because I'm a man.
It's because it's a man and a woman. Because if you say, "Hey, y'all want to go see that Marvel movie?" There's no expectation that you're going to pay for everybody's
just because you asked doesn't mean that I'm thinking Mel's going to pay. I know I'm paying for my own ticket.
If it's in a group, yes. If it's one-on-one, it's questions, because there's numerous times that I've been out and I pay for people and they pay for me, blah blah blah. So I can only base it off my experience, but I do know the expectation for a man.
Well, do you have female friends?
Yeah. Floor.
You don't have to say their names.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
You normally don't. What are you offering names for?
Because he wasn't trying to prove his point.
No, I'm not trying to. I'm trying to. I wanted to know. Do you? Okay, so you have female friends. I don't know these people. So what level of friendship are they? How often do you interact with them and talk to them?
I mean,
sound like associates.
It's definitely. I mean,
same thing.
No, they're definitely cool. They're married now and they have kids, so it's not really like a lot of time that we can invest where you can just do that. So it's not something that has happened recently. Or
okay, so these aren't they're like people that you worked with or just did spend time with at a time, and now you've kind of fizzled apart?
I mean, we're still in contact. We text every now and then.
I don't know. I have a different definition of friends. I'll just say that it doesn't sound like they would meet my definition of a friend. That's not neither here nor there. I'm just trying to clarify for myself. But I don't. I've tried to have female friends. I've tried to have female friends, like actual female friends. Like we hang out, we spend time together, and they always become a burden in some way or form. Whether they're sucking attention.
All of them?
Bro, I'm gonna tell you this, and
you have
maybe
female friends.
maybe it's because I'm a man. I prefer, or I think that men make good friends. I think that guys make good friends, and maybe that's because I'm a man. I don't know, but I think that also women like men as friends. A lot of women don't like women, so they look at us and they're like,
Women don't like women so much that they're.
that I go to the gym and I thought I was getting hit on, but she's married to a woman. Like,
Just trying to make a male friend.
I'm just saying, like, now once again I've said that I do think there are benefits to having women friends. Do the benefits
example?
outweigh the liabilities? I don't know. I think that depends on the person. Okay, for example, we were talking about going out. Women are are very impressionable. They are the consumers. Okay, so if I have a woman who's a friend and she is, let's just say, she's pushing my content, right? I've had women that have posted some of my content to their friends, and then I see an influx of orders come in, and they're like, "Oh, my friend's ordering, my friend's ordering, my friend's ordering." Right? That's a benefit of having a female friend. Going out, if she is an attractive girl,
That's okay. You're talking about your specific situations.
oh
These are-
no. Well, I'm giving. Yeah, I mean, well,
Okay.
I'm giving you. I'm giving you.
I'm trying to have a general conversation, and y'all want to bring it more.
No.
specific.
I gave you a specific example so that way I can make my point, right? Women are impressionable. So having somebody that is pushing you, right, helps to then bring validity to you. Women will look at other women because we talked about this, and they will judge other women off of other women. So if a woman sees you out, so let's not talk about a specific situation with me, even though I think I gave a very good point. But let's say that someone is out, right? And I'm out with a girl who's an attractive girl. Girls, we've talked about this. Women want other women's men. They want to see that women like my man. Okay? We've had this conversation. If I go out with a girl and I'm just with her, and it appears that we are together or we're friends, whatever, other women will see me, and it will automatically bring more credibility to me and make me look or appear to be more trustworthy. Or there's something about him that has this girl who's attracted to him. So maybe there's something that I need to understand about him. So it helps to bring other validity to you as a man in that type of scenario.
To what end?
To whatever end that whatever it is you're seeking to gain.
I'm trying to understand the benefit. You're saying that she's
It brings more trustworthiness.
To what end? What are you getting from it? To what end?
Trustworthiness.
From who? For what? To what benefit? What are you getting?
Chris, I don't think I understand your question.
Okay,
I'm telling you that
this
me
woman-
going out with I
all
gave you a
right,
scenario. You
can
didn't
I
like my
ex-
scenario.
can I
The
I'm
first
asking
scenario you didn't like.
I'm asking you.
So
what is
the first scenario, it benefited me because it made me money.
right? But
Okay.
that's not something that men traditionally are going to get from women. You're doing what Mel did.
No, I
you're
didn't.
taking a very
Women-
specific. You're taking a very specific example. So you're saying that your female friends, on average, do this for you?
I don't think he was saying on average. He was just painting an example of the benefit that
I'm
you
giving
get
a
from
benefit
woman.
of.
I'm asking you all. First of all, I've said this 100 times. I'm trying to have a general conversation. I don't want specific nuanced things.
Oh, okay. A woman will spread you or bring a level of trustworthiness to you right? Based upon her.
And then what can you do with that?
I can sell more products to her friends. I can eventually go into a club and I can talk to more women, and they automatically have formed an opinion based upon who they see me with. And then those two scenarios, that is a benefit.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking for.
Chris, it's like you're trying to say there's no benefit to having women as friends, and that's just simply not true.
I'm not saying that there's no benefit.
You're asking what you're asking. Do the benefits?
I asked what was the added benefit.
You're moving the goalposts.
No, I'm not. I literally said, what's the benefit that you can get from a woman that you don't get from a man?
That wasn't your original question.
I said that to Mel.
No, it was not.
I asked that to Mel.
That was not your original question.
I clarified it when I talked to
You're moving the goalposts, right? And then
I'm moving the goalposts. I said that 20 minutes ago.
Okay, well, Chris, you can get a benefit from maybe I don't want to be around men energy. Maybe I don't want to be around men, right?
Okay.
Maybe I want to be maybe I want to be around a woman.
Okay, that's what a girlfriend's for, right?
Okay, well, you gotta be her friend or something at some point. You gotta be dating.
All right, so let's do this because you guys aren't understanding.
I very much understand your question
because you're giving me nuanced information.
I didn't give you nuanced information.
So you can't even tell me. You're saying that this woman brings me more credibility. I ask you to what end, and you can't even tell me what.
I said in my first scenario, it brings me more clients. It brings me more money. I've literally had women say, "Hey, check him out. He's a great wellness coach," and then I get clients from that. That is to the end.
And a guy could do that too, and men do that.
Okay, that's great, but that's not. But what are you saying?
So let's say this.
Men don't bring account or trust. If I'm out with a group of guys and a group of women see me. Right? They're not going to look at me as, oh, this guy's probably a great guy. I'm not going to stand out because I'm with a bunch of men.
No, that's not true. Actually, if we were to go out, dressed to the nines, looking dapper, got the hats going, the shoes
Which should
going.
happen sometime soon.
If we go into any institution dressed like that, the credibility bursts through the roof.
Okay, well,
more so than if you were with a beautiful woman. So
imagine you don't have to do all that.
Listen, let me paint a new picture because you're not getting it.
You're saying I'm not getting it, but you're not liking my answer.
It's not about liking your answer or not. I told you I want to have a general conversation, and okay. Let's say that you women are still women, men are still men in the scenario, except women don't have vaginas anymore. They don't. They're
Women don't have a time.
Yeah, they don't.
So theys now.
They're theys. That's what the propaganda machine's pushing. They're theys now.
All right.
Okay. But their strength is still the same as a woman. Their knowledge is still the same. Everything's the same.
Still
Energy's different. Still a woman.
Vagina.
Doesn't have a vagina.
What that mouth do though?
Well, they don't reproduce babies anymore, so you don't look at them the same anymore, right? The dynamic is different. Do you choose a man or a woman to have a friendship with? You still get feminine energy from them, but they do not have vaginas anymore.
There's no just black and white.
Bruh.
There's no black and white. They're human. They're human. Either or. Whoever's the coolest. Whoever I resonate with.
Are you trying to basically boil this down to say that the only reason I'm not saying putting these words in your mouth, but you're saying that the only benefit or added benefit that you can get from a woman that you can't get from a male friend is sex. Is that what
I'm not saying that because I have nuanced situations where, like, I have women involved in my business for a very specific reason, mainly for perspective, but also because women are the number one consumers. So if
so you do agree with that?
So if they're going to be consuming my product, what?
Oh, nothing.
You're so defensive. You can't even.
I'm not being defensive.
You are being defensive.
No, because Chris, I have answered the question. You don't like the answer, and then now you're moving.
It's not about.
Now you're moving. You're changing your question.
Stop trying to tell me I'm moving the goalpost when I said my statement 10 minutes before you ever even started talking.
Bro, I'm just doing nothing but listening.
How am I moving the goalpost if the statement I made to Mel happened before you ever even started talking?
Because you moved it with Mel.
I didn't move it
You said
with Mel.
what
I clarified.
benefit?
I clarified.
Okay, and then I gave you
because he wasn't understanding.
And then I gave you an answer.
How is that moving the goalpost?
And then I gave you an answer, and then you kept changing it. You've changed it like 3 or 4 times.
Wow, I haven't changed anything. I'm asking the same question.
Okay, I think that maybe in your head you asked a certain question, but your mouth didn't.
Really? So
Yes.
what was the question that I asked, and what was the question that
I don't know
my
what
head
your.
thought?
I'm trying to find out what your question actually is, which is what I just said.
If you
are you
have-
saying that
if
there's
you have
no?
the option to spend your time with your boys or these women that you guys are saying are so great, who do you
Nobody. First of all, nobody said that. I'm going to pick the homies over
Okay,
girls.
so then what
Over
are we even
random
talking
girls.
about?
So why did you ask that? If that was your question. That's not what you asked.
Why? Why would you pick the boys over the girls?
What do you mean? For me? Are you for Steven?
Because
the-
I'm trying to ask this question in a way y'all are gonna understand.
No, you asked, Chris. You boiled this down to who would you rather spend more time with? That's what you just said. Your original question. The first thing you said was, I don't even remember what it was now. It was
How are you answering it if you don't know what it was?
first of all, you don't even remember what your first question was.
Yes, I do.
It was no, you don't.
What was it?
You don't
Mel,
because
you
you
tell me
changed it
what
with
was
Mel.
it.
It was
You
it
were-
was what is
The
a
benefit of
what is the benefit of having a woman friend? That
over a-
no. That was the second question.
Yeah.
Your first question was, what was the benefit of having
that
a
wasn't
woman
the second
friend?
question. That was a clarification.
Okay. Well then, it's a complete. It's completely different question.
Okay, can you answer either or of those?
I gave you
Generally,
an answer.
Generally.
Yes, a woman is they are
So you're
consumers.
So then you're saying, because generally means 50% plus one, right? So you're saying that men who have female friends generally get these benefits from women. That's
no,
what you're
you
saying.
said what is a benefit? What do you mean, Chris?
Once
What
again,
what is a
this will
benefit
be
from
the
a
This
woman?
will be the last time I say this. I'm speaking generally.
Is
As
that not
as
a
that-
general answer?
Do you know what generally means?
I'm sorry. I'm just so confused. Is that not a general answer? I gave a specific
Yeah,
answer
because you have
first.
to have a product to push for that to even be a scenario.
It doesn't have to be a product. It could simply
I work
be
a 9 to
it could
5,
be trust.
If I work a 9 to 5, what product is this woman pushing?
If a woman is my friend and we go out and she posts a picture of me on her Facebook, then now other women may see it and be like, "Oh, girl, who's that? Who you hanging with?"
and women do that?
What do you
That's
mean? What
women?
yes.
So you have
You've never had a girl see your picture and be like, "Yo, my friend thinks you're cute."
No, not really.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, women do this. That's a normal thing.
Oh, that's a normal thing. So you're telling me that first of all, there's all these dudes with all these female friends because once again, generally, not nuance, not your specific scenarios. So when women have these men as friends, they're posting them on their wherever, Instagram, whatever, and their friends are really like, "Yo, your friend's cute," and all these couples are being created this way.
No, Chris. No, well, I never said that. You asked me what is a benefit. I gave you I've given you 3 at this point.
Generalize
It is general. What do you mean? I'm not giving a specific. I can give you a specific scenario of that has happened to me, but I didn't. I said this.
What is general to you?
What do you mean? It means it's not specific to me. It means in general this can happen. This
On
can be a
average?
benefit. That does not necessarily mean
so
on average.
Yes.
No. That does not mean on average. There's a difference. The average, you're looking at the total.
How do you determine what's general if it's not on average?
On average is you're taking 100 people and then you're saying, well, I have 100 people. This is what typically happens, and then there's your generality, whatever that percentage is.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Well, you asked me for a benefit. Give me one benefit. I gave you 3 at this point.
And my challenge at this point, at this specific point in time, is those are general benefits. You're saying that men generally get these benefits from women.
I did not say that.
That's what
not
I've been asking you for.
No, you said give me a benefit. I gave you one.
No, when I set the tone for the conversation, I said, let's speak generally. Once again, did that with Mel before we ever even started interacting. So why are you going nuanced again when I clarify with Mel, I'm looking for general answers. And then you're going to say, I'm moving the goalpost. The problem is you can't come up with anything. So you can only come up with your nuanced scenarios.
Okay. It's nuanced. You're right. You're correct. You're asking me what are things that women or things that you will automatically get as a benefit from women?
Just like when a
just
woman
simply by being their friend.
Let me help this.
Maybe you ask a better question.
Whatever,
you get a better
can say
answer.
that. What? How about you answer the question I asked?
I did.
Under the premise that I asked it.
Chris, I felt as though I did.
And I'm telling you didn't. Why would I keep saying, Steven, generally, if you're answering the question
Maybe you're
generally.
not asking a good question.
To push the conversation forward, because we're going in circles.
Oh, do you have anything to add to this?
Sure.
To
How
wrap it
about
up?
this? How about this? Flip the script. What can women generally expect to get from a male friend? Protection, paying for stuff, going on dates, attention.
Chris, nobody is saying that. Nobody is saying that it's better to be a friend with a woman than it is to be with a man. You just asked me if I'm going to choose. Who am I choosing? No, You asked that question, and what did I say? I said I'm picking the boys.
I literally just said, let's flip the script, and I just gave you benefits that women generally get from men, so you can have an example of what I'm asking. And you're still what are you talking about?
That's great, and I've never disagreed with that fact.
So I'm asking you, I'm giving you an example of my answer so that you understand how to answer it, so that now you can answer it, so there's no confusion.
Okay, well then, you know what? Maybe I was confused, and I'm giving nuanced answers because these are things that I've experienced.
Did you see how general those responses were?
You're correct. You asked me for a benefit that a woman friend can provide. I gave you answers based upon my experience, and that's not what you were looking for. So I apologize. Right? I've also said that if I had to choose between the boys or female friends, I've also said I'm picking the boys 9 out of 10 times. I don't personally have any close female friends that I spend time with.
And why? Why would that?
Because they're a drain. They take more than they give. Period.
Exactly.
I've never disagreed with that. But what I have disagreed is with the fact that women or female friends don't have a benefit.
I never said that.
Okay, well that's what it seemed as though that's what I picked up.
Well, you're saying you're trying to say I'm moving the goalposts and doing all these things, but now you're putting things in my mouth.
No, I think that
I never said that.
I think that your question
Pause.
was not what you actually. I don't think that the question you asked is the question that you had in your mind. And
You're still saying that at this moment when I just gave you an example of the reverse.
Okay, I think that that's just how we got to that point, but I don't think that originally.
Do y'all want to get to the video?
Yeah, I did. I was trying to find it.
What video?
I got it. Okay, there is.
I had to spice this podcast up because it was kind of dry. Talking about the fast food.
Okay. Yeah, I retweeted it.
Oh.
You
must have really liked it.
No, it popped up on my feed, and I was like, oh, this is the exact video that Chris was talking about. And so I was just like, let me go ahead and retweet this real quick.
I told my friend the other day, I said most women, you guys are a draw on me.
You know who?
My friend.
They are a who?
I just told my friend the other day
That they're what?
that most women are a draw on me.
A draw?
They energetically take from me more than they give to me.
A draw. Okay.
A draw.
Okay. I didn't understand that word.
Oh, okay. How I used it, maybe.
Okay.
But I also did say that I really appreciate the times where they do pour into me.
Cool story, bro.
It's just rare.
Weird.
It's just more rare. That's all.
It is more rare.
That's all I'm saying. It's great when you get it,
It absolutely is.
but it's not that often.
It is not. That I get more charged from men.
Pause. Alrighty. All right. Did you show him this video as well?
Probably.
Okay. In this video, this is a scenario where a man and a woman are having dinner or supposed to have dinner, and she is expecting a restaurant, but instead he makes her a meal. And this is what ensues in doing so. Can you all see it clearly? Okay, I'll go ahead and press play. Make sure the volume.
Eating my dinner.
So that means what? You
That I
do
cook
not
for
keep
you.
your word, right?
I do keep my word.
You do not keep
How
your
do I?
word.
If I didn't keep
It's
my
like you
word,
don't
why?
keep your word.
If I didn't keep
No,
my word, how
if
did
you
I cook
don't
for you?
have it, just say you don't have it.
I absolutely
And
have it.
Actually, tell me and have me expect maybe. Okay, I don't have it. I'm gonna put something cute for her. She might like it. No, but you haven't come over here expecting we're going somewhere, and we're not actually going. I don't like that. I don't. I can have do more for me than what you want to be. No.
Well, guess what? Guess what?
No,
You're with me right now, okay?
I'm with you right now.
Yes, we are on a date right now.
Exactly.
They didn't make the
I'm with you
cut, and
right
I
now,
did.
right? I'm with you right
They
now,
must have not
right?
did
You
something
lied
right.
to me.
I didn't lie to you about anything.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
You told me we was going to go to the grill.
And we will go to the
Capitol.
Capitol Grill, but I decided to cook for you this
I
time.
need you to stick by your word.
I
No,
do.
you're not.
I always
No,
stick
you're
by
not.
my word.
No, you're not. No, you are not.
You were just over here complaining. You haven't even had one bite of this food.
I don't want to have
You haven't even taken one bite out of it.
I expected to have
Wow.
I expected more.
You shouldn't be
Come on.
expecting stuff so early
You
on.
shouldn't be lying to me so early.
I didn't lie. I didn't lie
You
to.
shouldn't be lying
I
to me
didn't.
so
I
early
didn't
on
lie
the
to.
second
I didn't lie about
Come on, I'm
anything.
here for a reason, right?
This is the second
I'm
date.
here for a reason, right? I'm here for a reason,
Yeah,
right?
because you
so
wanna
I
be here.
expected to go to the Capitol, the grill. Okay, I want to go out. I want to stay in. Okay, you should have told me that. You should communicate.
I communicated
like
with you.
men too, like these y'all
Exactly.
don't communicate.
I-
Y'all want to say that y'all have so much y'all don't. I can really not pull up and take you where I need to go. For
Well,
real.
why don't you go with them then?
Okay.
Why don't you go with them?
You right.
Since they are so much better than me, then why don't you go with them? Yeah.
They're keeping the stack and you keeping the zero.
I
That's
kept
what
it. I kept it.
That's what
This
is.
is my house. I own this house.
Okay.
Okay.
You own this house?
Yes, I
You
own this house.
Congratulations.
Yes,
own this
thank
house.
you. And I
So
decided
if
to-
you own a house, you can keep your word too.
I absolutely can.
Like you signed the lease, the mortgage, you can.
You
sign
are
it
ungrateful.
on the dot,
You
and
are
can keep your
ungrateful.
word. I'm not ungrateful.
You're ungrateful.
You are a liar.
You are ungrateful. I
You're
didn't lie.
false.
I ain't lie
You're
about
false.
nothing. You're ungrateful.
False. You're false. You probably.
Forget it. Just
Okay.
you know what? Yeah, just forget it. Just give me
Okay.
my food back.
You.
Yeah, give me my food
Here.
back. I was cooking for another woman. That she'll be appreciative because you know what? You ain't the woman for me.
Right. I'm not having it going right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Eating my dinner.
So that means what? You do not keep your word, right?
I do keep my word.
You do not keep
How
your
do
word.
I think that was it.
If I didn't keep
Yeah,
my
that was
word,
it.
Jordan Peterson said that aggression needs to be shown in some sort of way. Men typically will show it physically when they need to get it out, but women will use it verbally. And literally, this would be the equivalent of a man
Physically assaulting.
physically assaulting a woman or abusing her, like beating her. You know what I'm saying? Like she attacked him in so many ways, directly to his pride, directly to him as a man, trying to use these buzzwords. You're not communicating. You're lying to me early, right? There was multiple things. I started to tune it out, but it literally pissed me off. She's extremely ungrateful. This is the second date. And from what I know, I don't even know why I know what Capitol Grill is, but I've heard it so many times. I know it's expensive. So I don't know. It's a big place.
Is it in Atlanta?
I think it's in Atlanta or DC or something like that.
I never heard of it.
I think it might be in Atlanta. It's expensive. You never heard of Capitol Grill? Look it up while we're here.
She kept calling it the Capitol
Capitol Grill.
I
Like
was so confused.
Like what kind of world do you live in? So she's not. So let's look at why she's mad. She's not mad that she's not getting fed, right? She's mad because she was expecting to go out. So she had this expectation that she was going to Capitol Grill, which I will look up, I guess. But it is a expensive restaurant that is probably well known. She wants to take her little pictures. It's a second date. I don't care how much money I have. Why would I do that? Especially if I'm not like, oh my God, I'm like down for this woman. And she's acting like this. Obviously she's not for him. So it's like, you're not upset because he didn't feed you. This man, he didn't even order in. He cooked for you, which shows he cares. It shows attention. It shows he took his time. He was thoughtful, right? All these things that women say that they want, which he just provided, but now, no, you're a liar. Get the fuck out of here.
Mel.
No, Chris.
No, Mel.
Chris. Rock, paper, scissors.
Wow.
I'm not. I sent you the video.
I know.
I want to know your thoughts.
Well, I'm going to play devil's advocate, which is the reason why I figured.
You're going to play devil's advocate?
You should just give your genuine opinion about it versus playing a game.
Well,
What is your genuine opinion?
my genuine thoughts of this, I'll give you all of them. Okay, this woman is very ungrateful. She, from jump, way too aggressive. arguing and yelling and all that stuff, immediately she would have been dismissed.
Okay, Andrew.
Oh, I guess yeah. But I echo the sentiments of Steven as far as, her being ungrateful and spewing all this negativity and saying I can have another man pick me up and go there. And, I feel like it's just literally attacking a man for providing you food. Because I've been in a situation where instead of going out, I'm going to cook. We're going to cook instead. And the woman was ungrateful. Not necessarily to this extent where you're arguing, but to the fact of not even like only eating one bite and then saying basically food is too healthy for you in a sense,
Oh yeah, I remember. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just like, if you don't like it, just no, it's good. The food is good. It's just, it's high in fiber. You know what I mean?
Girl, you took one bite.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I understand that.
I'm gonna have to poop after this.
Yeah, it's like, okay, go poop. Go fucking poop. You know what I mean? But in her defense, the only thing that would be upsetting is to have an expectation of something and it's not happening.
I'll give you that.
Because if I was expecting to go to a particular restaurant or looking forward to this meal or to go out to some particular location, and then I get to your place and we're not going anywhere and there's just food, I would be upset. I wouldn't necessarily I would be upset that I had an expectation to go somewhere and that's not what's happening, because in this, based on the dialogue that we have, they've had some kind of exchange about going to the Kappa the Grill place.
Oh my God.
I don't give a fuck, whatever. Y'all know what I mean.
It's the Capitol Grill.
Whatever. The Capitol Grill?
Yeah.
Yes.
I looked
Okay.
it up.
Kept adding duh.
Yeah, it sounded like a Spanish
Yeah, I'm
type
like,
joint.
what is this?
Kappa the Grill?
Kappa the Grill.
Capital to the grill.
Yeah, so if I had an expectation to go there, because I have like a lot of vegan restaurants that I have like bookmarked, I'm like, I want to go here. So if I have an expectation to go to this vegan restaurant and you just come home with some cantaloupe and mangoes, I'm just like, bruh.
I mean, that's cantaloupe mango.
I'm just saying, it's vegan. I'm just saying.
Hey,
Nah, man, he made her steak and you know what I'm saying? He made her steak
Don't
dinner.
matter, it's food.
made-
Just because it's steak doesn't make it anything
I'm
to
just
me 'cause it's
saying, like,
flesh.
if I bring you home cantaloupes and mangoes, that's
It don't matter.
I've had someone do that.
it's no. The proper equivalent would be you making a one pot or something for her. I get your point. It doesn't matter. I get your point. You're right.
You're okay. So I'm. You finished?
Continue.
Can I just give him? Can I just add one little piece before you go, because it's actually to this. So I would agree with you on that part. Right now, that's saying that we are looking at them individually. What did she do? What did he do? Right? What could he? If we are dissecting this, what could he have done better? Yes.
First off, not even recorded, but
I mean, well, no. I ain't
that
got no
just
problem with
adds
that.
agitation.
I don't care. I'm glad.
I mean,
because
I'm
people
with it
need-
because
yeah.
that's content, but I'm just saying.
No, I'm not mad at that. I'm just saying, in this situation, what could he have done better? He could have told her, hey, instead of going out, I figured, let's just stay in. I want to spend time with you. I want to get to know you, yada, right? I would do that just because that's just who I am. So he could have done that better. That's the only thing. But I still feel like he gets an A- in this situation. He don't get 100%. He gets an A-.
I mean, they're both wrong, honestly.
Rob, sorry, what?
I think they're both wrong.
They're both wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do.
I think they're both wrong.
All right. So I actually agree with Mel.
Oh.
Wait. They're both wrong because I said that he should have told her.
That's where he was wrong.
Right. I said, what could he have done better?
Well,
Which I said that yes, he could have told her. I would have.
Then you would agree.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but he's wrong for cooking for her. You're just saying he's wrong in the whole scenario.
He's not wrong for doing the things that he should have done. He's wrong for the things that he didn't do.
Well, the thing. So he
Like,
just
yes, it's nice. It's nice. It's nice. Yes, it's nice that you made some food for me. It's very nice. Thank you. But this wasn't part of the agenda. This wasn't on the syllabus. You created an expectation for something that didn't happen. She has every right to be upset. Now, the way she expressed it, it could have been done.
I'm not
way
saying that
better,
she shouldn't be mad.
but I wouldn't put all the blame on her and say this guy didn't play a part in her being upset.
Okay.
Because if they would have went,
He gets a B
they wouldn't
minus.
have any part of it. She wouldn't be upset.
I'll give him a B
I
minus.
think a B is.
I think I'm a B minus. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's no different, Steve. Let's just say she wanted to go to Disney World. That's like been her childhood dream. And this dude's like, yeah, like my girl gets whatever she wants. You want to go to Disney World? We're going to Disney World. And he takes her to Hershey Park. It's not any different. We blew it up to a bigger scale, but the expectation was Disney World and you took me to Hershey Park.
Kings Island.
I'm not gonna be happy about that. So that's where she's at. Now, here's the thing. We don't know all of what happened behind the scenes, so it's everything is skewed towards him. So I'm gonna be as objective as possible. But from what she was saying, it seemed like to the moment she got there, she thought she was going to the Capitol to grill.
Why?
I'm just saying. That's what she said.
He almost been there, man.
It's right. The moment she arrived at her house, she's like, you could see she was dressed. She didn't look like, okay, we're staying in tonight. And so her hair was done.
Her hair was.
She had braids.
That
I mean,
hair-
that's not.
What?
I guess it's not.
Her hair looked like it. Well, maybe her hair. She probably had it
Her
done, but
hair was done. You can't.
did you take a good look at her hair?
Her braids? What are you talking about?
Nah, son, you gotta take a better look. Her hair didn't look that good.
Okay.
I mean, but that's besides the point. But still,
okay.
Maybe she got done a week or two ago.
I don't know.
About a
I don't
week
know.
ago.
I mean, from my distance, it looked like it looked nice.
looked
I could see
crispy
parts
from my distance.
Yeah,
I saw parts. She probably had her nails done. Who knows? Maybe she even bought that top.
Yeah.
Who actually knows? We don't know. So her frustration is justified because women spend a lot of time and effort getting ready to go and do things. And based on what they're going to do, they do this different effort. You know what I mean? If this Capitol de Grill is
oh my god,
if it's really that hot, Steve, then it
looks like a normal spot to me. I mean, meals
You
be.
said-
That's what I thought, but people talk about it. But looking at the menu, man, $20. You know what I'm saying? But maybe that's
$20 for a plate. Does it go lower? Is there a $14 plate too?
it's not. It's not like
If it's 20 above,
average price.
okay.
20, 21. There's 120 for the seafood shellfish platter. They got lobster biscuits 15. I mean, I would say
That's
that.
soup.
so. It's not top.
No.
No,
Lobster
they
and
got-
biscuits is like a soup. That's sad.
No, hold on.
That's a little
They
above
got they got filet 55.
Yeah, that's above average.
69,
Okay.
58. Okay, no, I went down a little more.
Oh, you spending bread?
Yeah, this
yeah,
is
yeah,
a
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
This is a nice.
this is a nice
right?
spot. Capital de Grill.
Yeah,
So-
we getting home cooked meals every night.
Oh
So
yeah,
this
this is
is-
not a
we ain't
this number
never
one. This is
going
not a
there.
date 2 spot.
Well, it's a date 2 spot if you're trying to stunt, right?
Well, yeah, okay, yeah.
If you're trying to paint a picture,
Yeah, that's true.
That's not true.
That's
so
why
there's
she,
a level of
that's why she wanted to
deception.
go.
I got to date a vegan.
That's why she wanted to go.
Yes. So I'm taking all of that into consideration because I know women. I know,
What you call him, broke?
Yeah, basically she was like, I mean, look, if you ain't got it, just say that.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and this is where Steven is on point. That's not the way you do that. And the crazy thing about it is, if the roles were reversed, the man would have never acted like that. She literally acted like a spoiled brat.
Right.
Right. Whereas she could have been disappointed. She could have shared that frustration and disappointed, and then she could have probed.
She has all right to be upset.
Yes.
You're correct, and that he was wrong.
Right. And that's what started this. Now, here's the interesting thing about it. If they would have went to this girl and had a great time or whatever,
What was the name of it?
the Capitol Grill.
No. What's the real name?
Capital de Grill.
If they would have had a great time, he wouldn't have got a chance to see this side of her so
Correct.
quickly. And this is the reason why it's important, especially when the first couple of dates, that you don't spend a lot of time and energy because you're getting to know someone and you're going to go broke. As a man, you're going to go broke taking these women on these lavish dates. You know what I mean?
Because they're not buying
date 1,
the,
2, and 3.
the
No
salad.
No, they're not. They're not buying the salad.
They're getting the 16-ounce ribeye for $70. That's just the meal. That don't include the appetizer or
the
drinks.
I be honestly, when I go out with chicks and they order salad, I kind of like where I feel offended.
Nah, don't order salad.
Jeez, Mel. There's no winning with you. She can't buy the steak dinner.
Nah,
and she
because
can't
it's
get
like
the salad.
you go get a fucking salad. Get some.
Maybe that's how. Maybe she knows you don't eat, or she
Or
don't eat
maybe
the way
she
you
afraid
eat.
she gonna fart and
Or-
don't want to eat all these.
Exactly. It's usually the women have a thing about eating in front of guys. They feel uncomfortable. I don't know where it comes from or why, because men, we don't care.
It's their own insecurities.
It's their own insecurity. So that's one. Number two, some get indigestion. They don't want to be farting. They don't, want to be unpleasant. So I respect it all. I don't feel offended. She's not doing it because she don't think you got it. You got Jenny G out there. She know you got it.
You feel me, JT? I like that.
So it's not like she don't think you got it. There's when women do that, in my opinion, it's some level of respect. I think that a good rule of thumb for a woman, if women are watching,
Shout out to our women.
We have a women audience.
Order in contrast to the or order on parallel with the man. If the man is ordering surf and turf, then you can have something comparable.
So if you order something that's like $10 and she orders something that's $30, it's just like, bruh.
That's now.
For me, that number. I mean, those numbers are small, but
No. It's because it's not about the numbers.
Okay,
I
I see what you-
order on par with the man.
yeah,
It's a. Here's the thing. You take somebody out. You think, oh, they could just order whatever they want. No, they can't.
right.
No, they can't just order whatever they want. I'm not a genie. It's not, oh, I take you out so you could get whatever you want. I didn't say that. Is this what you would normally buy for yourself?
Right.
Or are you just trying to run the bill up because you know someone else is paying for it? No, that's disrespectful. And also, I'm gonna tell you this: it's unattractive. Because you're taking advantage.
It really is, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I have never had any of these experiences on dates.
I haven't either.
I've never, like, personally. Have you, Mel?
Experience like this on dates?
Yeah, just something like anything like this. I mean,
Mel gets the same energy he gives. He's got that unique energy, so he gets unique energy.
I think that we do a good job of weeding them out, because I've had women who I say, "Oh no, you're gonna be a problem," and then I won't go out with you,
Yeah,
or
of
I'll,
course.
you know what I'm saying? But I
They're
think
gonna
that,
she been gave this man red flag.
yeah,
And maybe he was testing her.
maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, right, there's a very good possibility, but I think that I think that a lot of times, men, we just were like, I'm trying to get the buns, trying to get the cheeks. I don't care. I ain't been out in a while. It's my first date in a minute, whatever. And they just miss all this. And I'm like, no, bro, I'm not taking you out. I'm not, you're not putting me through this.
Quick question. When you all are talking to women, how soon do you all bring up sex? Or introduce like sexual?
I mean, we're going to have two different,
Yeah, I'm curious.
I probably won't be the one to bring it up. So I don't have a time frame. I'm not going to be the one to bring it up. And the reason for that is because of my intention. My intention is not to get sex with you at this moment. My intention is to go out with you to see if I like you. So at that time, sex is not a thing. Now, that doesn't mean flirting won't happen, but I'm not going to particularly be like, yo, so what's your favorite position, right? Is that what you're kind of talking about, like when you talk
Along
about
those
sex?
lines, I mean, just whatever.
Because it can kind of happen in conversation where we're just flirting and things just kind of happen, but
like, is there a too soon window, or is there like, yo, we're not talking about sex at all type window? You know, like what do you stand on that?
For me, I get if I am not sure that I actually am interested in you, I don't want to talk about sex, right? So if I talk to you if we're texting for a month, then I think that's fine, right? If I'm texting you for a month, then I at least am interested in what I see and what I've heard, right? So it can come up, but too soon is the first couple days, for me,
Of course.
you know what I'm saying? But
We're not speaking generally. You could get very granular on this one.
Yeah, for me, man.
no, I mean, he asked me what I.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You could get
Oh, okay.
granular
You know what I'm
as
saying?
want.
Yeah. So I think I just, I personally am not usually the one to bring it up. It's just, sex and me, man, I'm just not, you know what I mean?
I got you, man.
You know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? I'm trying to.
Chris,
you know what
how
I mean?
about you, homie?
Chris said, I don't see what the problem is.
We can bring it up as soon as we.
I mean, the first message could be
as soon as I say hello. You trying to fuck? What that thing do? What that mouth like?
Okay. You both know that's false.
In my words,
we're just playing with you.
So, if the question is when am I going to bring it up, or when, or what?
Well, how soon should you bring up sex?
How soon
or
should sex be brought up, and by who?
just in general, like you're speaking in your scenarios, in your life situations, is sex typically brought up soon, later, or?
I think that for me, I'm more of a doer than a talker. So I've never really been the one to bring up sex. Like, it's going to be a vibe. You're going to feel it, and we're just going to flow into it. And that's usually how I do it. I don't really bring it up. It's actually a turnoff for me if a girl, like, on the first couple times of us talking, they bring it up. That's a turnoff.
Ditto.
I mean, it's you pretty much, men are going to categorize you a certain way. So no matter how much I'm feeling this girl, if she brings up sex like the first time or second time or even the third time we're talking, these aren't dates. These are just we're interacting. You're going into a box.
Yeah. So you place them in a box, but okay, we just smashing. Type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what they'll do?
They stay there.
What they'll do is they'll flip the script on you later on down the road, and want a relationship and all this other stuff because now they're like, oh, this is a great dude. Like, let me. And it's like, no, I'm not interested in you like that because that's not what you presented. I think people have to be aware of their what you get, how you present yourself at first, the first time you meet someone.
It's like an ad for your life.
You-
What are you advertising?
Yeah, what are you advertising? You can overcome that in certain scenarios, but generally speaking, whatever you show someone the first time, that's like the first brick you laid for that relationship. It's not going anywhere. It's almost like a cornerstone. So, also like their online presence. That for me, you hear a lot of dudes talk about, women and their online presence and stuff. They're not even there's a certain barrier they're not even going to be able to cross if their online presence looks a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If they're sexualizing themselves on IG and stuff, there is a certain place you're never going to get to with me. I'm not going to have that conversation with my girl like, yo, can you take those pictures down? We're just never going to get that far.
You're never
where I
even
need
going to be my
request it.
girl.
You know what I mean? So it's always weird to me when dudes, because that's a conversation that's going on right now. If a guy asks you to take these pictures or not to post certain things on Instagram, I'm going to do what I want. Of course she's going to do what she wants. That's why she's doing it already. Why would you pick her? Like that's on you. And now you have an argument or something. And this is why I was like, maybe he's vetting her. He's not doing a very good job because that's not how you go about it. But maybe he's going about it that way for a reason. You know what I mean? Maybe she said something or did something leading up to the date that turned him off. He's like, man.
He said, no, I'm not. That's a good point.
I'm dead in it.
That's
right?
a good point.
Because like the same way I set the scenario for the girl, it could be for the dude. And that's the reason why these clips kind of suck. It's cool to analyze it. It's kind of like when you were in school and you would read a poem and everybody would have their opinion. Well, what do you think the author meant here? You know what I'm saying? That's basically what we're doing now as adults. But I think that he performed better than she did, but also he was the one recording, so he was controlling the narrative anyway. But ultimately, if she would have acted in a way that was feminine, she wouldn't have ousted herself. Because like if there's a feminine way to approach that all day long,
For sure.
and she could have actually gotten more out of him had she approached it that way versus this masculine aggressive approach.
Super simple. You know what? This isn't what I was expecting. I'm a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to go out. I've never been to Capitol Grill, and it really excited me to go there.
I got my hair done.
I got my hair done. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little disappointed, but baby, I really appreciate you going out of your way, cooking me dinner so we can spend time and get to know each other. And hopefully we'll be able to go out again, and maybe we'll be able to go to Capitol Grill another time, right? She can express herself and be upset. It's okay for her to be upset. She has every right. And that wasn't my first, I'm not going to lie, my first initial knee-jerk reaction was was just it made me upset because I felt like she was ungrateful. So it triggered me, right? And I understand that, but then obviously as we talked, obviously he was wrong, and I didn't agree with him anyway. He should have said something. At the same time, and you said something very important, Chris. There's the conversation, or she may have said something, and based upon her how she acted, there's a very good chance that she has said something from the time they made the plans to the time that she got there that he changed his mind. And that could have been an hour before. Maybe he just threw it together because he was like, you know what, I ain't taking her out.
Or maybe he ordered Capital the Grill and just brought it to the crib.
I mean, it's possible. If you're going to spend that much money, you might as well take her out.
With some thick ass steaks.
But he could have just said, you know what? Let me just try to cook
the
for
grill
her.
lines in them and everything.
You know what I mean?
I almost thought that he might have ordered that in, Steve, because you said that, and he had the grill lines in them, didn't he?
I don't mean nothing. You can get grill lines.
No,
with
but
the potatoes on the
Come on
side.
now.
That was a nice looking plate for a
And
night.
listen,
Yo, she played it. I don't know if you played the whole thing, Mel, because there was one point where she was like, "What?" He was like, "Nice meal. Look at it. It's brown. It look like brown. It look like blah. It look like." She actually itched on his meal too. Oh, Steve, you didn't hear that, did you?
Nah.
Yeah, there was one part where she was just like, "Yo, this ain't even."
no, I ain't even see no more of that.
I'm just,
I didn't like
just-
that.
I'm just saying.
It just the level of entitlement, ungratefulness. It overshadowed his mistake for me.
Yeah, well.
He made an error, but it'd be different if he just didn't do anything and then she got there and he was like, "Yeah, I just decided we're not gonna go. Let's go somewhere else." Like my nigga, he at least cooked you a dinner. He didn't just, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Or take you to a cheap restaurant.
Yeah, it wasn't like he just said, all right, well, yeah, we're still gonna go, but then all of a sudden we go to Applebee's. Like, I mean,
Now that would have been even worse.
oh my God, yeah, you don't do that. Like, I don't know. I wish there was more context, but obviously, just looking at it for what it was.
Alrighty.
Oh, okay.
That's yeah, man. Make sure y'all tip y'all waiters out there. Make sure if you're gonna take some woman to Capital the Grill. You know what I mean? Make sure you take them to Capital the
Make
Grill.
sure you follow through on that.
Even if it's not a restaurant.
Do they got one of those out here?
I seriously doubt it.
They got them. They got them a couple places.
They could have one in Texas,
Texas?
but I feel like I would have heard of it.
Yeah, I
if-
feel like that too.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
I ain't got nobody to take anyway.
Aw.
I mean, Mel
you
said.
mean, aw?
Mel said when we go out, he wants to pay.
You want to pay for Capital to the Grill?
Why would I do
No,
that?
see, Steve, you're not saying it.
I don't
right.
know how it said.
Capital de Grill.
Oh, Capital de Grill.
The Capital de Grill.
Oh, they got them here.
Uptown.
Austin, Uptown,
Fort
Fort Worth. I mean, but the problem is Plano, Houston. The problem is they ain't gonna have nothing we can eat anyway.
I ain't going
Can
there.
you guarantee that?
No,
I
you-
can't.
No, every restaurant has something we can eat,
Yeah,
but
what
it
are you
won't
gonna
be a
get? We're
desirable.
gonna
You
be
get
a-
a salad and
You can
have
get a
them
salad,
remove the meat.
side of fries.
We're gonna get appetizers. It's like I wouldn't take a girl here, not because the price. It's like I can't eat.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I just like when girls be trying to go out on
French
dates
order,
now. I'm
French
just like, no.
Indian soup,
But that's
field,
what we
field
went-
of
when we
green
went to
salad,
the,
salad,
The field of greens.
field of green
How much
salad,
that? $15.
13.
All right, this is it. Make sure y'all subscribe, like this video, let us know your thoughts, and yeah, man, we will see you all next week. Appreciate you all for rocking out with us.
We'll see y'all at Capital de Grill.
We'll see you all at Capital.
See, this is why I said it the way I said it. 'cause
Capital de Grill.
Capital.
Capital de Grill.
But all right, y'all. Peace and love. Holla for a dollar. Poppy collar for a scholar.
Peace.